Hello, this is Eldoric The Guardian Tank, here with another very quick video, just running a Druid in the Mists of Panderia Beta through an instance. Now I got my trusted Druid here, Eldoric, and we're going to pop into an instance and see what happens. Now this is a shorter video. I'll do a more robust version with exactly the rotation I'm using, exactly the abilities and when I'm using them and why I'm using them later on. But this is just a quick one, A, to get you to look at some of these new dungeons, which is pretty cool, and 2, to give you an idea of what I am doing. Since all these things are subject to change, well, kind of doing this almost as a throwaway until the beta is over, but it should give you a good heads up of what you can expect if you roll with the Druid tank. Alright, just to remind you what I'm using here. As a bear tank, Mangle produces the majority of my rage, crits also do. Lacerate can refresh my Mangle. I have talents that also increase the rage I get from Mangle. Fairfire can be used on cooldown. Very good when you have nothing else going on when it's off cooldown, and it gives weakened armor. Basically the Thunder Armor effect, and you get your weakening blows from Thrash, so you got to use that even in standard situations. That's more or less what you're looking at for gaining, and then for expending you have Savage Defense, which increases your dodge by 45%, and then you have Frenzy Regeneration, which increases your healing by 40% for that period of time. I have a few other abilities I could weave in there, like Bear Hug. It's a lot of fun. Now, I typically like to keep a nice rolling Savage Defense going, unless I start to take a little more damage, and I'll help out the healer by using Frenzy Regeneration, which has worked out well so far. These guys bounce you around. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. For some reason, pets seem to taunt a lot. I think that's a bug. I was actively taunting off the pet and couldn't get threat from him, so a little weird. No problem keeping threat off of players, but hunter pets seem to be very difficult, but whatever. Now you can see I'm very active on Mangle. The second that comes up, I want to use it. Now I have a nice full bit of rage here. I'm going to try to maintain that as long as I can. For some reason, I have something off my charge off my action bar here. And I'm sure it's in here somewhere, but we'll have to deal with that later, I guess. Ah, there it is. Wild Charge. Don't know why that got pulled off. Some people are completing a quest. That's why I knew I had a second to finish that. Alright, moving in here. Now I'm going to start off by building up a few Savage Defenses. That's what I want to do. Now these guys don't hit me particularly hard, so I'm not too worried about them. I can just pretty much just roll whatever I want. Okay, now we got to clear out some trash here. Not a big deal. Just gather it up and knock it down. Again, this pet, it just... I don't get it, but whatever. Now don't forget you got regular cooldowns that you can use to help out the healer. A whole barrage of them, but now with the active mitigation system, you don't feel obligated to use them. You can really wait to use them when you think it will best help you out. Otherwise, the active mitigation system makes you feel like you're doing something with your survivability more often. And if anyone from Blizzard is watching this, please improve the animations for the Druid. This is a talent right here. I like it because it does exactly what I just did. You put it down, Ursa Vortex, and it pulls everyone into a nice, clean little circle for you, which is great when you're trying to gather up ads. Also want to mention that Feral Fire also can silence, which is very good. That was another talent I used there. Typhoon. I don't like the knockback, but I do like it how it can get guys off of you if you need it, and also stuns them. So it can give you breathing room. Let's say if you have to move back and then all of a sudden use a Frenzy Regeneration, get some healing going before you re-engage. Now this guy's really annoying because he stuns a lot. Not a lot I could do about that, but oh well. Now currently on this druid, with my talents, I have about 4 or 5 different cooldowns, depending on how you count them. So I have plenty cooldowns now in Mists of Panderia, which I like. Which I wonder how it's going to work out in raiding. Is oh crap moment's going to come around more often, so I really got to roll these. Don't know yet, haven't run the dungeons, but looking forward to it. Now, can't forget to get weakening blows out there. It's very tempting to forget that. Warriors won't have a problem with that because that still exists on Thunderclap. Everyone pretty much moved to that model. But it is a little awkward for the other tanks because you're not... oh, sorry. That is my bad. I'm letting the healer down with an ad. And just keep hammering away here. The normal levels are pretty easy for these dungeons. I'm not stressing this too much. And I like how the druid feels like there's a lot going on, but not too much. It's a healthy amount. I don't feel overwhelmed at any time. This guy's annoying. No one's bothering to kill him. So now you can see I've taken a little bit of damage there, so I'm going to roll a cooldown. Then I'm going to get a little more active mitigation going. I'm taking a little more damage. Maybe I'll just go ahead and hit another cooldown, because that's a flat damage reduction right there. And since I keep getting stunned, which is probably hurting my dodge quite a bit, which hurts my active mitigation there, I have to adapt. So because it's a dodge increase, when I get stunned like that, I'm not dodging. So going along with Frenzy Regeneration to increase my healing is probably the better way to go here, but there's strategy in there. Knowing that I can improve my odds to survive by adapting to the fight. And victory for the Empire. We'll just finish off this one random guy. I don't think they normally spawn. I haven't seen an ad in this fight before. Maybe the DPS are just quicker with taking them down. What does this sword look like? That's a cool looking sword, but I can't use it, so it doesn't matter. And then the monkeys do a dance for you, which I think is pretty awesome. Okay, again, building up through crits and of your just auto attack and mangle, that's how you build up your rage. Lacerate refreshes your mangle ability while it's on cooldown, so you want to use that when you can. And then weakening blows from Fairy Fire and also your silence. You expend those abilities by using Savage Defense and Friends of Regeneration. And don't forget, you also have Maul. And that is good when you're not taking damage. There has been occasions where I want to use Maul. A couple times when I'm in the midst of, let's say, a Bloodlust or Heroism, I'll pop maybe 1 or 2 cooldowns and focus more on damage and shift my my survivability to something different. This is a gauntlet run. Like I said in previous videos, it's not hard, just kind of annoying. And the bunnies are creepy, so. Anyway, that's it on the Druid tank in an instance. I know I'm not doing the full instance, I just want to give you a taste on the first boss to keep this video not super long. But I hope you have a better understand what a Druid tank can expect going into the expansion when it comes to tanking. Anyway, until next time, this is Eldoric The Guardian Tank, and keep your mitigation very active.